Last time you have talked about your meeting with many masters and that you learned through all of them. So my question is, when you are practicing and when you come across different traditions or different views, and because teachings have different backgrounds, cultural or coming from different traditions, when you have come across contradicting ideas or different teachings or different methods to work on meditation, how have you proceeded and how you advise to proceed? Because it's not only a question of like intellectual thing. There is also like an emotional attachment to the teaching and some of the masters which we meet also. So how do you deal with these things? Whether there is sometimes you felt a little conflict because you are going to listen to somebody or not. So what is your opinion? What is your feeling?
When I was going around and meeting masters, there was a time, long period of search. When I was going in search of masters, I always had a lot of questions. And unfortunately, I had the feeling to win over them by questioning them. So when they started to speak, my mind started to work. And then I was very sharp in listening to them. And then always I was trying to find something which is not rationally going well and contradicting with what they say. That was my idea. I wasted quite a lot of time in this way. And then when I met Swami, everything that he was saying was contradicting with my understanding, my belief. So I really started to question him the first day when I met him. I was challenging him like anything. I even attacked him also. And so, but he was very pleasant. He was never provoked. And that I was looking at a little bit. How can a person remain so calm by my challenges? And that attracted me a little bit. But I even said to him that, Swami, you are lost. You are lost. Because I couldn't agree with the things which he was saying. I was outspoken, so I said that. He was simply smiling. And he said, I cannot cheat you because tomorrow anyway you're going to understand all these things. So how can I say lies? I cannot cheat you. You are anyway going to understand all these things. So I cannot do that. It was very quiet and calm. That part attracted me, not the teaching which he was doing. So it gave a feeling for me to go and see him again because he was such a beautiful person, not provoked by my arguments and challenges. That attracted me very much and I wanted to go and see him again. Not for the teachings which he was saying, but for the person. I liked that person, so I went there regularly. And I ended up there actually every day. After my work, I go there and I sit with him. That sitting means then almost by 9 o'clock I reaches there. And then I remain there up till 5:30 in the morning. And then I go back home. I'm not sleeping at all. I was energized, I was young, so sleep was not a very big issue for me at the time. And he never sleeps. So I practiced sleeplessness with him also. And he asked me to meditate and I was meditating. He has actually not given anything. Sometimes he says something, that's all. But many of the things he was saying continue to be unacceptable for me. Then over the years, I started to feel that there is something which is there in what he's saying. And then I understood that better I stop my mind and just simply sit there and listen to him. That's what I should do now. So I changed my listening mode. I was listening halfway and I was arguing with myself and then presenting it out. So that was what I was doing. Then I changed the listening system. And I just simply remained before him without allowing myself to make arguments. And I dropped that and I just simply remained. So from there on, there was no contradiction because I'm not arguing with myself with my previous data. I dropped my previous data and I simply remained and listening to him. In between he says, you say something. So when I start, he takes over. So I didn't need to say anything. So I became very calm and receptive. I became 100% listener. So all my contradictions have gone. I am going there only for listening and not for arguing. When I got into that mode, things started to become different for me. I became very calm. I started to enjoy the presence of that person and his sincerity and his affection and love. It attracted me like anything. And I just simply remained there. That's all what I did. I stopped all my arguments. And that has become my technique also. Then after that also I met many masters. So it became so easy for me after that experience to meet masters. Whenever I met a master, I remained quiet, not letting my mind analyze or make judgments. So what happened, everywhere where I went to see a master, they liked me like anything. You understand? They really liked me because I'm a very big listener. I have no arguments within myself and also with the person who is saying things. So all the contradictions were eliminated and I was simply listening. And when I listen, no arguments, no judgments. And that changed the face of my, what you call, search. So, and what happened, these masters who were really feeling so great with me that they started to unravel everything that they knew. In no time, actually, when I meet them 3 days, I get everything that they have acquired in their life because they were waiting for a person who is a listener, who want to know. So it was like miracle, actually, miraculous time I have had with everybody whom I met after that experience. So I only needed 1 or 2 days to be with a person to understand everything, in the sense that they started to pour out all their understanding on me. So I was so blessed after that. Everything which a person may not be able to get in a lifetime just was pouring on me by different masters. And it is so fantastic that I felt I'm so blessed in this way that I don't need to have a lot of time to search and find by myself. And that was what happened to me, that there was no contradiction of any kind after that experience to meet anybody. Whatever they say, If things which I don't agree, I don't feel, I can listen very well, because when they say, I don't analyze, I don't make any judgments. And the contradictions which you were saying was not at all there for me. I became a very good listener. And that opened the door of, actually I should say, from knowledge to wisdom. Because there was compassion, there was love with the knowledge which they gave. And my relationship with them were very great, all of them. And I got their blessing also. They really loved me. None of them are existing now. All have gone. So still I do feel that they are with me. And this is my feeling. When I'm sitting with you, it's not only me who is sitting. They are all sitting together with you and me. So that became such a fantastic thing for me in my search. That's how it worked. So there was no contradiction of any kind. But in the beginning years of my search, I was challenging. Later I understood that, okay, I wasted a lot of time. But that was me at that time. That's how it is. So that's why when people are arguing with me, then I see myself. Then I have no argument in return. Because that's good that they are arguing. They are doing an exercise to get into a different domain. And that is what happened to me. So there was no contradiction of any kind for me. After, I should say, after 1979 onwards. That was good. That was actually great for me. I can listen to any kind. Now I have never read Quran. I had a Quran lying with me for long, long years. A beautiful book. Now I started to read it. Fantastic. Yeah, really. You want to see the book? It's a fantastic book in its appearance. I'm just starting and I finished 65 pages, carefully reading it. I don't find any contradiction so far. Then it's suiting to the social system which was there at that time in that part of the world. The only thing is that we should be open, completely open when we meet someone whom you feel that can offer you something. Shut down your argumentative mind, analysis and synthesis, just stay, listen, everything will come to you in 3 days' time. This is the secret. Instead, if you go on arguing, you go on pushing out all the nonsense which you have on them, and you come back victorious, learning nothing. This is what happened to me. Thank you.